All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to Barre. We'll be moving for about 45 minutes this afternoon. So feel free to turn on some fun music. We will not be doing anything jarring to the joints. This will be a very gentle class with regard to the joints today. We'll definitely work on some fine muscle movements and feel some burn. You just need a light set of weights and a chair, and we'll go ahead and begin standing up. If you've got a mat, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. So a little bit more of a dance-inspired warm-up. We'll take the feet into a small V position, heels in, toes out, and just starting with the hands at a low circle. We'll start slow the first time and then speed up. Gentle bend in the legs. Right toes come forward. We'll tap to the side, tap behind the body, step back to center and take a little plie. Reverse. Right toes will tap back, tap to the side, tap to the front, plie. We'll keep going through a couple more times slowly. Don't really care what you do with your arms, just find some movement. Maybe circle them, or you can just leave them low if you like. So now, we'll start to speed up, make that tap a little bit lighter. Eventually, what we're looking to do is add some balance and stability to this. And as that leg circles, ground through the standing heel, reach back, sweep around, front, and plie. Forward, sweep, back, and plie. So if you can, really balancing, grounding through that standing leg and just drawing that big half circle around the body with the toes. Yes. So our first opportunity in our class to really find those long dancer legs, those long muscles, reaching through the big toe, and of course that nice long Pilates spine. Let's come back to the front and then take one more full circle. Hopefully feeling some good energy and warmth building up in the glutes, especially that standing leg. And we'll pause here, keeping the legs externally rotated. We'll lift that front leg and pulse up for 2. Ground down the right foot, back foot lifts up, also externally rotated, pulse for 2. Right leg lifts, 2, and back, 2, and lift. Maintaining that external rotation, both legs, pointing through the toes as lift and pulse up, and up, and up. For 4, 3, 2, I'm laughing at myself because my balance is not very good right now. Last one, kick back, come back to center, other side of the body, left toe sweep forward, to the side, tap back, plie, tap back, to the side and forward. So again, starting gently here as we get our balance, taking that toe tap, starting to find that gentle bend in the standing leg, knowing that we'll use that bend when we start to float the toes and make our circle. Let's come back forward here. Whenever you're ready, start to float, make those circles with the toes and plie. And reach back, front, plie, toes reach forward, and back, plie. Keep flowing here, focusing the energy now on that long line through the big toe, plie, and reach. Sometimes moving slower is a little bit harder, especially when we're working on balance and stability. Let's come back to the front, take one more full movement, reach forward, sweep around, lower the hips, and last time, sweep back, around, lower the hips. Same movement, externally rotated, left knee lifts for 2, right leg lifts for 2. So thinking about waking up those glutes as that back leg lifts up, and lift. Let's take 4, 3, 2, last time here, really squeeze those glutes, make it strong. We'll come back to center, take that wide, interlace the fingers in front of the body, twist side to side. So feeling the side body, maybe feeling a little bit tight if we've been sitting at a desk all day, maybe shoulders rounded forward. So start to open up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Tops of the shoulders are soft, and just envisioning that rib cage wrapping around the spine. Let's take the arms free, reach back. So continuing to go side to side, now opening through the shoulder as it sweeps behind the body. Let's sink a little bit deeper, tailbone coming down, outer edges of the knees press to the wall behind you. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, rotate a little bit bigger, and 1. Heel toe those feet back up to center. We'll come right into our chest and shoulders work. You can grab your weights. We'll do our first movement using the chair. So grab that. I'm gonna face you this direction just so that you can see the shape of the spine. We're gonna work a lot with protraction and retraction of the spine as we work the chest. So retraction is when the shoulder blades are squeezed together. Protraction is when we allow the shoulder blades, the scapula to separate. So in yoga terms, we're talking about the difference between cow and cat. So same concept. So bum just comes to the edge of the seat. As we do this series on the seat, feel the sits bones, okay? Now think about squeezing the sits bones toward one another. So a little bit of glute activation. As the sits bones squeeze toward one another, now lift the pelvis, tuck the pelvis up toward the rib cage. Keep that action right there. Arms come in front of the body, palms down, just starting with lateral lifts here. And I'll leave it up to you if you want to make this a little bit smaller and track the shoulders right above the knees, or come a little bit wider so that the weights are more tapping the edges of the chair on the outside of the thighs. Weights come up to the shoulders. We'll add on in 4, 3, keep pushing those sits bones toward the midline of the body. Stay lifted here. Last one, adding on, lift. Now we're gonna retract, squeeze the shoulder blades, protract, open, and release. Inhale, lift, squeeze back, and protract, release. So just that little action in the spine, you're gonna feel it in the shoulders right away. Squeeze together, open. Yes, keep going here. So if we can, let's test that coordination. While we keep that protraction and retraction going through the shoulder blades, let's come back to noticing our point of connection with the chair. Lift up through the sits bones. Last one here, we'll add on. This time as we lift and retract, pull the elbows back, bend the arms. Shoot forward, shoulder blade spread, release, and lift. Bend the arms, pull back, reach, release, lift, bend, squeeze, and release, and lift. Squeeze the back, release. Pulling the hip bones up toward the rib cage, super active through the belly. Lift and squeeze. Last 5 here. 4. We'll add one more thing on, just do a few more reps. 3 more like this. Last one. This time as we come up and retract and squeeze, let's open the heart, lift up and out. So allow an arch to come into the lower back. Press the weights forward, find that cat spine, and then stack to neutral, release. Let's do that 3 more times, a little slower. Lift, protract, open the heart, push the weights forward, round the spine, and release to neutral. Inhale to lift. Squeeze and open the heart. Press the weights forward, tuck, and release. I think we've got 2 more. We'll do 2 more. Big chest opener, also really feeling that heat building in the shoulders. Focus on the spine on this last one. Pull in, open. Exhale, push forward, belly button tucks in. Come back to neutral right here. Take the weights to the thighs, shake the arms out. Taking a moment here. So for the next movement, we'll come up to the balls of the feet here. So heels are super lifted. I'd like for the knees to be just a couple of inches apart. We'll pulse once we start moving. So as the weights come back up to shoulder height, if you can, lengthen the arms. We'll take the head of the weights toward one another. So internally rotate the shoulders toward the midline, and we're just gonna pulse and press in together. So weights are tapping. Strengthening through the pecs here. Stay here for 5. We'll add on in 4, 3, 2, add that knee squeeze in here. So tapping those knees, open and close the knees. Again, let's bring that focus back. Can you squeeze the sits bones toward one another? Lift up and out of the chair a little bit. At the same time, hip bones pull up. Yes, tilt the pelvis. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down, release the heels. Opposite arm, opposite leg. So let's start with that right arm. We're just gonna wrap the right arm around the body. So this is more for stability to make sure that as we start to move, the core stays engaged. So if I'm engaged, that means my belly is probably pulled up and away from that right forearm. Left arm is gonna extend down and long. We'll just start a bicep curl here on the left side of the body. And let's right away take that up to a high bicep curl. So coming towards shoulder height. And then we're gonna add that right knee lift, pulling that right knee up toward the right shoulder. Yes. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull that weight toward the shoulder, lift the knee up. Let's flick the toes out and out. So right leg is gonna stay lifted. It's a big bend reach. So we come all the way back to 90 degrees and then lengthen and push through the toes. Bring that left arm back, little pulse up and up and up. Very, very easy to lose that strength and length through the spine here and find a little bit of dumping in the lumbar spine. So can we lift up a little bit more? And as we energize through the core, feel that belly pull away from the right forearm. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Other side, that left arm is gonna wrap around the body. Pull the belly away from that left forearm. We'll just start with that full range bicep curl on the right side of the body. I'll face you this way this time. So resetting here, and actually we'll come up high. We came up high right away on the other side. So coming up towards shoulder height. So keep flowing there. We'll add that left knee lift toward the shoulder. Grounding and lifting through the sits bones. Maybe a slight squeeze of those shoulder blades together. Adding on in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leg comes long, just hold that bicep. Let's extend and reach, extend and reach. Just the leg working here for a moment. Let's bring the arm back in. Get coordinated here. We'll hold and lift in 4, 3, 2, 1, lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Let's take those weights to the side for a moment. We'll come into our first plank position. So finding your plank, always an option to come to the knees, especially as we start here. So checking that spinal alignment. We're just gonna have a static hold in our plank for here at the start of our work. And that focus is gonna be on squeezing the arms in toward the sockets, in toward the rib cage. So everything is that internal pull toward the midline of the body. So find that in the shoulders first. Feel that squeeze. You should feel the pecs activate. The socket, the arm bones pushing into the sockets, everything squeezing in. Now maybe lifting up, pressing through the heels, finding your full plank. Find that same energy in the hips. So ground down through all 10 toes, but feel those thighs squeeze toward one another. Holding here, lifting the navel up. Find that protraction through the upper part of the spine, space between the scapula. Keep squeezing the thighs. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tuck the chin, lift the hips, down dog. Take a moment here, big inhale, exhale. We're floating right back down. This time the left leg lifts. We're gonna float forward and back. As we come back, flex the foot, press through the heel. As we come forward, point the toe. Press back and forward. Heel and toe. Yes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep it up. You're there. Press through the heel, energy. And one, release the toes, lift up, down dog. Let's take an inhale, lift the hips or lift the heels. Exhale, release down. Floating forward, right toes lift, flex the foot, press through the heel, press back, point the toes forward, press back and forward, back. So can we maintain that energy in the upper part of the body? That lift through the thoracic spine, the cervical spine, belly button is lifted. Keep going for 6. Press through the heel, point, press and point. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release up to your down dog. Tiptoe up to the hands and take that slow roll all the way up. Shake it out, grab those weights. Find a little bit of space. We'll come to that wider V position now. Hips externally rotated still, but a wider V. We'll come back to those lateral raises, but this time working more into the biceps, palms are up. So let's just start slow with that lateral lift up toward the shoulders. Yes, 4 more here. 3, 2, 1. Now come out to the sides. So weights are tracking over the tops of the knees now, coming to that 45-degree angle. We'll put it together in 4, 3, 2, 1. Alternating, raise forward and out, and forward and out. Adding the lower body next. As the weights come up in the center, lift the heels, come to the toes. As we come to the sides, lower down. Lift and lower. Position of the feet stays the same, just that lift and lower of the body. Yes. Option to take your cadence up a little bit in 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can stay right here or go a little quicker. So as always, if we're sacrificing our form or our alignment, better to go slow and really take care of your body. Listen to where you are. Let your body take the lead. All right. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come low. Make it come a little wider into that squat. Bend, reach to the sides. We'll come up to the balls of the feet, lift the heels. Short set here for 8. Reach, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the weights to heart center for a moment. Release that left heel. Coming into a combo with a curtsy squat. We'll lift that right leg up, coming into passe, and then step back to our curtsy, and then back to the wide lunge. We'll stay on the same side. Actually, we'll go all side to side. Lift the left up to passe, step back curtsy, and step wide. One more time, just legs. Passe, curtsy back, step wide, passe, curtsy, step wide. Adding the arms, passe. As we curtsy, right arm reaches up, left weight reaches toward that right heel. Stretch and lengthen through the side of the body. Lift the left arm up, come back. Stay in that wide V. Passe, curtsy back. Right weight drops toward the heel, reach up with the left weight. Big stretch from the hip bone all the way through the fingers. And lift up, squat. We'll go a little quicker. Passe, curtsy and reach, and hold. Center, passe, curtsy, reach, hold, and center. Passe, curtsy, and center. Passe, curtsy, and center. Passe, curtsy, and center. One more time. And center. This time, when we come to that curtsy, right leg behind the left, we're going to bend, reach, and pulse. So both elbows, micro bending just a teeny tiny bit. Come right back into it. Thighs squeeze together. Squeeze the thighs together to activate. Don't forget about the core, of course. Always activating there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center. Passe. Step back left. Hold here. Bend, reach. Bend, reach. Bend, reach. Yes. Keep that stretch in the side of the body. Enjoy that sensation of opening through the rib cage. Bend, reach, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center, arms come wide. Final movement, press back, press back. So again, that protraction, that squeeze of the shoulder blades. Yes, 8, 7, maybe add that bounce, gentle bend and extension through the knees. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna come down, set the weights to the side one more time. Side plank work. Let's start with that right hand underneath the face. So rolling to the pinky edge of that right foot, always an option to release that right knee to the earth. We're gonna thread the needle, but typically when we thread the needle, we want that left hip to stay stacked. This time I'm gonna tell you to open that hip. So as we wrap that left arm underneath the body, we're gonna bring the hands to the body, to the rib cage, square, and then lift the hips behind. Come back to center and open. Wrap the body, grab the ribs, lift and lower. Reach, wrap, lift and lower. Reach, wrap, lift. Yes. 4, 3, 2. Can we really squeeze that right side body? 1 more. On the last one, we're gonna hold up wrapped and pulse up and up. So pressing that left hip up toward the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, lower down. Switch to the other side right away. Left hand comes underneath the face. Find your side plank. Release that left knee down if you like. Wrap the right arm underneath. Grab the rib cage. Lift the right hip up and back down. And open and wrap and lift and open and wrap and lift and open, wrap, lift. 4, 3, last 2. And on the last one, as we wrap, lift the hips, pulse here for 8, 7, 6, 5. Beautiful. 2 and 1. Release down, shake the arms out. We've got triceps, and then we'll grab the chair and really work the legs. So come up to that standing position. Excuse me. And for the final time, we'll grab those weights, working the triceps here. So we'll come into a wide hip distance parallel position. Push the bum behind you, hinge forward. Spine is still super long. So rather than pressing back, we're gonna do reaches, but let's start with the palms rotated up. So we'll just start with a little lift up here. So now we're really squeezing those shoulder blades together, reaching the arms long. Maybe allow a little bit of bounce in the knee. Yes. We're gonna add a little leg action here. This is optional, but your choice. Try extending that right leg out. Go ahead and let the heel land for a moment. Continue to hinge. So when we're hinged forward, that core is really supporting, belly button really tucked in tight. Now let's try to lift and pulse up and up. Working through the quads here. Soft bend in the standing leg, flexed foot, so that heel is down, toes are pointing up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold here, bend, reach. 7, 6, 5, maybe point flex that toe. 2 and 1. Come back to center, maintain that hinge. Now let's extend the arms back again, this time palms down, and start to reach up. Shoulder blade squeeze, heart is super open here. Find that navel to spine connection. When you're ready, this time that left heel is gonna come out, toes pulled up toward the face, and maybe start to lift up and up. Maybe that heel taps the earth, maybe it doesn't. Strengthening, feeling that heat now in the right quad. And lift, and lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend, reach, bend, reach, bend, reach. Maybe point flex that toe. For whatever reason, this side of the body is less coordinated Having a hard time bend reaching and point flexing. There we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, roll the shoulders. You can sit those weights down on the chair or the earth. Let's grab that chair and really dig into the legs here a little bit. All right. So we'll start with a calf raise. I'll face this direction for now, but we'll be in that small V position again, heels in, toes out. Fingertips light on the back of your chair. And we'll just take that lower and lift. So this is such a good opportunity to really check your alignment and really tune in. Not a lot of coordination involved with this simple heel lift and press through the balls of the feet, zipping the thighs together, but feel the glutes connect and squeeze, lifting through the pelvic floor. And now again, always that gentle tuck of the pelvis up toward the rib cage. Feel that energy, feel that extra strength in the glutes as we do that. And then as the tops of the shoulders soften, feel the neck elongate, spine feels just a little bit longer. Lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the heels. Start to slide down that wall. So with the heels on the earth, we're not able to get as low because most of us are a little limited by mobility in our calves and our shins. Lower a little bit more. From here, we're going to take that left leg, reach it out, hold. Again, we're flexed, reaching through the heel, externally rotated, toes pulled up. As we come back to center and lengthen the legs, zip the thighs up, get long. Lower, bend the right leg, kick that left leg out, externally rotated, and zip up. And bend, reach. I shouldn't say bend, reach, still lengthened leg, bending with the right leg, reaching through the left heel. Bend and zip. So there's a huge, strong connection as we come back to center and those heels connect, pressing the heels together. You should feel a lot of action in the inner thighs here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low, pull the belly button and get super long. Maintain that bend, still externally rotated. Point the left toes, lift and lower here. You can tap to the earth or stay lifted the whole time, your choice, but maintaining that micro bend here. Lift 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold, reach through the toes. Standing leg is gonna bend and extend. Bend and extend, bend, extend. Option to lift that heel on the standing leg if you'd like a little more intensity. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put it together, bend, reach through the lengthened leg, lower and lift through the standing leg. Yes, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back to center, heels together, slide down that wall again right away, going to the other side. Right heel's gonna kick out, toes pulled up toward the face, soft through the standing leg, and as we pull the heels back together, lengthen. Left leg bends, heel kicks out, and sweep together. Bend and reach, and pull together. Lower, zip it up. Yes. And you can, if you would like to make this a little bit bigger, if you lift the left heel as we move here too, you'll get a little bit more ability. You can probably come a little bit lower. Your choice. We'll hold the leg out in 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg stays out, lower lift. Point the toe. Reaching through the right toes, slight bend in the left leg. This is where you have that option of maybe lifting that heel up again. Yes, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep reaching through the right toes, standing leg, lower lift. So static hold with the right leg, really lengthening hip bone all the way to the big toe. 4, put it all together in 3, 2, lower lift, bend, reach right here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, shake the legs out. Coming back to those calf raises, this time feet are hip distance parallel, so nice and narrow. Lift the heels and lower and lift. So just a little active recovery. We'll come right back into some thigh work here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So we're going to take a slow lower down, 2, and 1. Stay lifted on the heels. Really scoop up now. Squeeze the glutes, pull the hip bones up, and we'll start to lower down. So this is a nice long spine. Lower a little bit. We're going to hold here. Knees aren't touching yet, but squeeze them toward one another as if there's magnets and they want to pull together. Keep holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide down a little bit more. Hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, slide down. 4, 3, 2. Last time. Slide down. Hold here. We start that pulse. So a little movement, think about pushing up through the balls of the feet to lift, really working through the thighs and quads here. Stay right here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now squeeze the knees together. So physically squeeze, feel that inner thigh. Maybe let the heels come out a little bit more. Slide down that wall lower a little more and pulse here. 7, 6, 5, 4. We've got another 8 count after this. 2, last one. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5. You've got it. Stay strong. Just 3, 2, and 1. Press up, release, shake the legs out. We're going to scoot right into our glute section. So we'll give ourselves a little bit of space from the chair and come into what we call kind of a fold over, flat back fold. So if you walk the feet away from the chair, perhaps 3 feet, we're looking for that position where the hips are stacked above the heels and we just hinge forward. As you hinge forward, maybe the forearms and elbows will find that bar or the back of your chair. So from here, we'll ground down through the right heel, lift that left leg up and bend, and we'll just press up with the heel to start. So maintaining that 90-degree shape with the leg, press up. Yes. Strong press, really push and push. So as we lift that heel up, you should also feel a little bit of a stretch through the hip flexor. Yes, we'll pulse in 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted, pulse. Maintain that flexion in the toes, reaching through the heel, toes pulling back toward the knee. Check in with the spine, check in with the belly. Pulse, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allow that knee to drop next to the right knee. We'll open to the side and lower, and open and lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We'll stay lifted in pulse. 1. Here we go. And lift. Press up for 8, 7, 6. Softening the tops of the shoulders. Reconnecting the body here. Lower body working. Upper body, belly supporting. And last one. Last movement here. Pull that left knee to the left elbow. Make a circle around the body. And then squeeze the inner left thigh into the right. So we're kind of bringing it across the body and behind. Make that circle sweep around, come toward the elbow, circle back, squeeze the thighs and cross. Big open circle. Back to squeeze. 4. And squeeze. 3. 2. We're going to hold in that last squeeze. Pulse here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Come all the way back up, shake it. Walk the legs back. Find that flat back forward fold here. And when you have, pull the belly button toward the spine to reset. Bring that right leg to a 90-degree angle. Start pressing that heel up and up and up. Interesting, because although we have all this work in the glutes, still getting a ton of thigh work from that standing leg. So maintain a little bend. Maintain a micro bend. It actually gives you a little bit more action, safer for the knees at the same time. Press up for 3, 2, 1. Stay lifted here. Pulse and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that right knee to the left, open to the side, fire hydrant. Squeezing the outside of the hip, outside of the thigh. Yes. 8, 7, 6, 5. We're almost there. This is our last little set with the legs, a little bit of core. And it's Friday night. We're on our way. Hold up right here and pulse up and up and up. Beautiful. Keep it up. 4, 3, 2. Final movement, right knee pulls toward the elbow. Make that big circle. Squeeze the thighs, cross behind. Open, elbow. Big circle. Thighs squeeze. Open, squeeze elbow. And thighs. 6, 5. Nice job. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll stay in that cross right here. Pulse, pulse. So it's kind of squeezing the inner thighs together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake the legs out. Okay, friends, we're going to go right into our core because I'm pushed up against time just a little bit, and we'll stretch at the end, or certainly you can stretch on your own. Have a seat. So these are small movements for the core, and it's hard to see if you're doing it correctly. It's something that you feel in your body. So we'll do our first piece of work with a rounded spine. So coming back, let's recline back. Elbows come back, and we're going to lift the arms so the palms are up by the shoulders. You can come up to the heels of the feet. So let's bring those heels nice and wide, a little wider than the hips. And as we press the elbows into the earth, again, feel that protraction in the shoulder blades. Heart lifts up. Pressing down through that right elbow, we're just going to lift and reach up with the left fingertips and tap the elbow down. Now, here's what we're looking for. The hips want to rotate as we lift up. So let's pause here actually. Put the elbow down. Now take that extra step, lift and pull the pelvic bones up toward the rib cage. Squeeze here, maintain that tuck, and now lift and reach. So really working on that stability. If you feel like you're still moving and the hips are wanting to rotate, maybe bring the heels even wider. 2, and 1. Now we're going to cross the body. Press the palm and cross outside the right knee and tap and cross and tap. So a lot of action in the right side of the body, working through the obliques and the laterals. Press and release. Press. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Let's release up just for a moment. Slide right back down, curve through that spine, reconnect the elbows, walk those heels nice and wide, right away to the other side. Tuck, pelvis up, squeeze, that little posterior tilt, shorten the distance, and then right hand reaches up and tap and up. In a perfect world, we want no movement in the body. That core is supporting us so much. Reach up and tap and reach. 6, 5, 4, 3, ground down through that left hip, push down. And 1, here we go, cross the body, press, and elbow tap, press, and tap. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take the legs long. Arms come behind the body. It's what I call sunbather pose. So fingertips to the wall behind you, shoulders open, externally rotated, feel the heart come through. Now let's take the bottoms of the feet to the earth about hip distance apart. Now walk the hands back as much as you can. So to the point where you're really, I mean, if there was a pencil between the shoulder blades, you could almost hold it. We're super open. Now lift up and out, lift the heart. We'll bring the right arm forward and then tap back as far as you can and forward and tap back and forward and tap back. We can make it a little bit more difficult by reaching that right arm across the body, rotating through the spine. Now, if you're not feeling much sensation, try to lower down. Take those hands even farther away from the body behind you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Right hand comes down and grounds. Left fingertips reach up at first. We'll just start simple to the center and tap back and reach forward and tap back. Maybe coming a little bit deeper as we go and start to open up. Starting that rotation, bringing the left arm across the right knee. Yes. Again, coming a little bit deeper as you go. If you feel like you've got more space, starting to loosen up and open through the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold right here. Take the hands behind the legs. Scoop, tuck, pull the pelvic bones up toward the rib cage. And now push the bum into the earth, lift up and out just a little bit. Again, scoop, let some space come into the lower spine, round the lower spine, and then press through the sits bones, lift back up a little bit. Pull up, rotate up, press the bum back. It's almost just like that reverse curl, like if you were on your back and you were lifting your hips up, same action. Just push the hip bones up, press the bum into the earth, push and press. Last time. We're going to hold right here as you come down. Think about squeezing, really compressing and holding everything in that tuck position. Hands come to heart center. Final movement, twist side to side. Prayer twist, elbows toward the earth. Maybe lifting the legs up into tabletop. Smile because you're there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Let's cross at the ankles. Come to all fours. Start just moving the spine through cat-cow. And again, maybe thinking about cat-cow with a little bit of a different point of reference now as you think about the work that you've done in your shoulders today. That big work with protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. And let's hold here the next time you come into that cat spine. Walk the knees back a little bit so that you're in a supported plank position. And then slowly lower all the way down to the earth. Coming up into your cobra or sphinx, whatever is good for your lower back. Just opening the core here, open the shoulders. If you feel any compression in the lower back, bringing those feet a little bit wider toward the corners of your mat. Lifting the heart up and through. Take a big inhale here using the breath to stretch the muscles in the belly, really open up. And slowly release down, curl the toes, press up. Thank you so much for joining me for Barre today. Again, I kind of ran out of time to stretch the legs a little bit, but you can do that on your own as you roll into your weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time.